Today we have with us Mr. Surjit Parak, a tax expert from Deloitte. Thank you for joining us, sir. The budget did not address the issue of retrospective tax. What is your take on that? The minister has just announced that there will be a committee that will look into the issue. Could the government have done more on the issue?
Well, the foreign investor community was looking at this budget with bated breath. They all wanted a very concrete proposal regarding this retrospective amendment. They have been left high and dry. What has been done is that the existing litigants have been left to the wisdom of the court. Nothing has been done with relation to that. Going forward also, yes, what has been announced is that they will not be left to the whims and fancies of the assessing officer. A so-called high-powered committee would be set up, and they would first bless this and before the assessing officer takes action. But I can only hope, and the foreign investors can also hope, that this high-powered committee acts sensibly and not like the earlier committees which have always been formed and which merely performed formality, nothing more than that. So let's hope that sense prevails and things go well with the foreign investor community.
For the taxpayers, only an exemption of rupees 50,000 has been provided. Do you think it is enough for the taxpayers?
Well, this is a benefit which has been given after 1 or 2 years period. 50,000 may be more, may not be more for certain set of people. If you look at the exemption limit increased from 2 lakh to 2,50,000 rupees. Then you have your ATC also deduction which has increased from 50,000 rupees. Then people who are actually availing loan, the deduction has increased by 50,000 rupees. The cumulative benefit actually results into a tax saving of 36,000 rupees. So at least from my perspective, I feel that's a good job done. But of course, people expect more. This is affecting your individual pockets. So everybody is more interested in more, man mange more.
What according to you would be the impact on the mutual funds industry of the increase in holding period for long-term capital gains?
In my view, it will negatively impact the mutual fund industry, because that was a clear alternate for every individual when it comes to saving instruments. Without going into fixed deposits, one could have gone into these ULIPs and all these monthly saving plans and could have achieved their rate of interest. At the same time, would have avoided taxation as well. But with this 3-year coming in, it will really be difficult for the mutual fund industry to place themselves as an alternate for short-term investments for any individual to park their investments out there. So not a very good thing from their perspective.
Has the budget done enough to promote household savings?
As I said, they have just done it from 1 lakh to 1,50,000 rupees. Certainly not more. As an economy, this could have been increased further. But if in his wisdom he has restricted it to 1,50,000, that is his call, but he could have done more. And if he would have done more, this would have resulted in more savings. Certainly more savings. So that is one area where I was also expecting a little more, but we are seeing it at 1,50,000 only.
People were expecting a lot, especially the industry, on the direct tax code, but nothing much seems to have been done by the finance minister. What could have been done to bring in the implementation date of direct tax code closer?
This is one area where I was seriously expecting, both from a DTC and a GST perspective, that he would lay down some roadmap, give some concrete dates, but no, he failed in that. No roadmap, no clear deadlines, nothing. What has been simply stated is that the comments which has been received would be reviewed. It has already been reviewed from many perspectives. I can only hope that in the budget which he is going to present in February, at that point of time or before that, he sets an exact deadline by which this DTC is going to come for this country.
Transfer pricing has been the biggest issue for the MNCs operating in India. Do you think the announcements made in budget can address the issue?
A step in the right direction. Certainly a step in the right direction, because many things which have been announced from a transfer pricing perspective, everything actually is aimed at reducing the litigation therein. You have your APA, that team will be further strengthened. A. B. There is a rollback provision of 4 years. That is something which is present globally. Very good to bring that into India as well, because people who were little hesitant about going to about going to APA, since it was only going to impact future years, it is now going to impact earlier years also, of course with certain limitations and conditions therein, but yes, it is there. And then you have your, there was a lot of litigation around single year data versus multiple year data, and it was a long demand of the industry, and from a global perspective also, people used to always consider multiple year data from a comparability perspective. That's a good thing. Just to add to this on, ARs have now been set up for residents also. That's also a very good thing from a litigation perspective. A resident can also look forward to now ARs, more so when he has said that more benches will be formed from an AR perspective. So it was only Delhi, and most of the times benches were not functioning because of non-availability of the Supreme Court judge. So it will be elsewhere in India also. So hopefully we'll have early disposal of applications pending before the AR also. So that also reduces litigation. So from a litigation perspective, what has been announced is definitely steps in the right direction.
There has been a criticism of medical reimbursement limit, which stays at rupees 15,000 per annum. Basically, the limit would be increased from 15,000 to 20 to 25,000.
Correct.
Nothing has been done. Do you think it will impact the health expenditure in the country?
As in, if you are ill, you will of course have to of course do your expenditure, notwithstanding the medical reimbursement benefit which you get. So if you talk nationally, whether or not the health expenditure is going to increase or decrease, that is not going to happen, because people are going to anyways pay from their pockets. But yes, because of changes in the environment, almost 15,000 rupees is actually an amount which falls short. People go on to expend more in a year's time on them and their dependents. So any increase in that step would have actually hit the right emotional chord with the people. That was certainly, that if that was announced, that could have been a good welcome step.
Real estate sector has not done well in the past 4 to 5 years. The kind of tax incentive that has been given for the real estate sector, do you think it is enough to spur demand in the sector?
Interest on housing loan has been increased from 1 lakh to 1,50,000 rupees. I'm sorry, from 1,50,000 to 2 lakh rupees. REIT has now been proposed. Both of them will have definitely some positive impact towards the housing sector. Should definitely have some positive impact towards the housing sector.